Good morning. Today we're going to take a quick little spin in this 2017 Camaro. It does have the RS package on it, 6-speed manual, and it is the 6-cylinder. So I haven't actually driven one of these before, so it'll be interesting to see how the actual manual transmission feels. Yeah, let's hit the road. Clutch seems to bite quite nice and early, which I personally like. I'm not a big fan when clutches bite high up top. Okay, so far the driving position is very good. You feel nice and low, your legs feel nice and flat. And the actual gear lever itself doesn't feel too far away from you. Steering is nice in front of your chest. Feels like you're really much in a racing position. The one disadvantage, however, is the vision is okay. The actual windshield is fairly narrow, so it doesn't feel like you have a ton of peripheral vision. The mirrors are nicely placed, that does help. But the rear window is like, it's not very helpful. It does have a backup camera, so for reversing it, you'll be fine. But then again, when you buy faster cars, I mean, generally, even if you look at things like Porsches, the rear vision at the back isn't the best, so that's not a make or break. Surprisingly, it's nice and quiet inside. The ride doesn't feel too stiff. Agility wise, you feel connected to the road. see how she feels around the bends. It's not bad. It is a car, the center of gravity is low. You can feel the car's going to handle really well, but it's actually fairly soft. I'm surprised, you know, I'm not going very quickly at all, but it doesn't feel like it's got that immediate turn in from what you would expect from a sports car. I feel like they've balanced this particular package to be better on the road than worrying about outright total performance. Doesn't sound bad either. Let's see what it sounds like. Not bad. Quite raspy actually. Yeah, it handles the bumps really well. I think, you know, one thing that I must say Chevrolet does really well is a lot of their cars, the way they do the dampening is good. Even if you drive something like a Chevy Trax, I've noticed over the bumps, it really, you know, obviously it handles the bump, but the dampening, or from the shock absorber, it really handles the bumps well when it comes back. It doesn't feel like it jolts, but doesn't feel like it wallows. Really, it's very compliant. Which I think if you're going to drive a car like this every day, you know, it makes a huge difference to your daily driver. A little late off the clutch there. But it is very well balanced. I think that if you jumped into one of these and you think, oh, it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult to drive, it's very stiff, it's actually not at all. If anything, it's softer than I anticipated. I think if you wanted the experience of a sports car, but you know, you don't want to sacrifice everything in ride feel. You know, just if you're not chasing raw performance, I think it's it's actually a nice balance. I'm sure once you move up to the 1LE, it's going to be a different story. But in this one, it actually feels pretty good. I mean, to me, the only downside is the size of the windows all around. But I mean, that's a small complaint. You got all the creature comforts you need. I mean, you've got a nice screen in front of you. I think the radio is pretty decent. Yep. Oh, thank you for letting me in, kind sir. However, the one thing I will say is the back seats. If you are, I'm 5'10", when I got in the back, it's not a ton of space. I wouldn't buy this car envisioning it being a 4-passenger car. I mean, I would really anticipate this. If you're going to buy it, just think about 2 people. If you've got small kids, you can get away with it for a while, but not adults. No, I didn't switch between the modes. It always starts in sport mode. You can move it to tour, snow and ice. So those are the 3 modes: tour, sport, snow and ice. So I'm going to switch it to tour because it's been in sport this whole time. Sounds like it's a touch quieter. Throttle response is a little bit softer. I don't seem to have quite got the clutch point right yet. It does bite early, but I just leave, you know, coming out slowly, I leave it just a little bit too long. That's something, you know, like every manual car is different, you'll get used to. But the actual change of the gears is actually very good. If you've ever driven a Honda Type R, it feels similar to that. It's not super notchy. It kind of really just puts itself into the gear, which it does feel good. Yeah, I hope you liked this quick video, guys. It was a bit of a rush, sorry about that, but I hope you get some idea what this car's like.